I was tearing through categories, had world records in 4 of the major glitches categories and
Nice.
RMG 100% as well.
Do you think you're gonna win?
Not really.
Start recording. Hey, what's up, Chex?
Hey, Fox. Happy Catter Day.
Oh, Catterday. I haven't heard about Catterday in a long time. Where's Max?
He's somewhere. I haven't seen him today.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so welcome to the first episode, assuming this ever gets released, the first episode of the podcast. Currently, my best title for it is Speed Trap, but maybe we'll come up with something better.
Yeah,
Um,
we can come up with something or ask a an AI bot to come up with something.
I asked the AI bot. I posted about those in my Discord. I did not think they were any good. But yeah,
Fair.
maybe I'll figure something out. But yeah, okay. So first off, I guess I think probably anybody who listens to this will know who you are. But do you have anything to say about yourself? Obviously, you're a very accomplished glitched rando player and a speedrunner of both a high level NMG run, but also you've run a large number of categories. Do you have anything to say about sort of your history, what you're known for, anything like that?
I think that you gave me a good summary. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
Chexhuman. I like glitched modes. I like glitched categories. I run A Link to the Past.
Yeah. Um, okay. So then, how did you end up liking those things? Did you start off with glitched speedruns? How did you come to be aware of and interested in speedrunning, or did you start with rando?
Uh, yeah, it was like multi-threaded, and it all was like um came together in different ways. Because um I've always been interested in A Link to the Past as one of my favorite games in terms of gameplay. Um, so when Rando came out, when I heard about the randomizer, it got me back into it. Um, and then the idea of speedrunning came up because it helps you get better at the game. So I didn't think of myself going into speedrunning at first. I had heard about it before. I had watched speedruns, but I didn't think I would do it. Um, and it's a bit of a surprise that I still do it after getting started, or that I got started at all. Both of those are kind of surprising.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's story is that they thought the randomizer was cool, and then they were like, "Fine, I guess I'll try speedrunning," but ended up really liking it. Um, so were you like very early to the randomizer then?
I was a 2017 player, so
I think
I
that's early,
started
right?
by watching I started by watching the spring tournament, which was the first one. Um, and when I looked at, I don't know, I heard about it on Twitch, maybe through Jay Cooper's stream or maybe through Googling, um, and saw that there was a tournament. I think that's what I did to hear about the tournament.
You
Because,
found it on Google.
well, on Challenge,
Oh, okay.
I think that was the
That's
site.
interesting.
And I didn't really understand the site. Like when I viewed the web page for it, it looked like it was a one-day tournament.
Oh,
I just wasn't interpreting it correctly, and I
yeah.
thought I missed it. But really, it had just started. So I was able to watch most of that tournament, which was very exciting because it was really fun to watch races, read chat, um, listen to the commentators. So that was quite um, a like a kind of like a time that really absorbed me.
Yeah. That's cool. Um, so I guess it sounds like you weren't able to play in that tournament. Were you already streaming?
Right.
Did you start streaming with Rando?
I started streaming just a bit later. I started in April of 2017 and started streaming in June
Okay.
of that year. So that's just a couple of months,
Yeah.
if that. Um, and before streaming, I shared times with a friend And you know, he stopped after a while, but I continued. Um, looked for a Twitch username and got started with racing.
I remember you saying in the past that your Twitch username was computer generated.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I used a username generator site, and I looked at a few different lists, and then thought nothing beats Chexhuman,
It's a
and
great
had to
name.
pick that one.
Yeah. Uh, okay, cool. So at that point, I guess the randomizer was still pretty new as the first tournament. I don't know if there really were glitched logics yet. I feel like those came in later. I don't really know the history of this. Um,
Yeah, they were around, and
oh, they
there
were
was an
already. Okay.
exhibition race, at least in during the summer. I don't know how early glitched logic came out, but I believe there was an Andy versus Christos
Oh
race,
yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
people talk about getting into rando through Andy versus Christos, but not. This was not
Not the GDQ
the
run.
yeah, not the GDQ. It was just an exhibition on speed gaming, um, and I believe it was commentated by Super Scudge and Sakura Tsubasa,
Oh yeah.
and
Cool.
it was just a pretty interesting dynamic, and I learned a lot. Fun to watch glitch modes. And I was also watching Andy and Squibbins play glitch categories.
Yeah.
RBO,
I
swordless,
remember
that kind of
Squibbins
thing.
grinding RBO.
Yeah,
Um,
so I thought it was pretty cool to watch the aesthetics of Plaid World.
oh wow, back before they
Pretty
banned Hyrule
silly.
Magic or what's it called?
Fortune.
Hyrule Fortune. Yeah.
Hyrule Fortune because you enter Plaid World
Yeah.
from YBA and enter a screen where you can infinitely pick up a rupee on rupee tiles.
Right.
But yeah, we don't do that in Rando anymore.
No, Plaid
Um,
World is a little too broken.
mhm. So there was glitch gaming happening. Um, that same year, I believe there was a Samurai Prawn versus Tarso race.
Wow. Okay.
And they were also doing glitched logic, but they were at the time really exploring door glitches.
Hmm.
So STCs and YBAs indoors were allowed, um, and they just you know routed the game in completely bananas ways.
I wonder how that would look to us now with our modern knowledge.
Also bananas, but from a different
Yeah. 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 It's like why not do
perspective.
the
Like,
easy YBA instead of
yeah,
this
that's not
nonsense?
efficient.
Yeah. Um.
um, yeah.
So you got into the glitch stuff pretty quick then. You started in
Yeah.
April, and then a race that summer got you into it.
Right. Overworld glitches came out in the fall, which was a good stepping stone toward glitches.
Yeah.
And it replaced a logic called minor glitches, which apparently no one really played.
Yeah.
Um, so I got into that. Would race it all the time. JC and Tajzo and Glan and others. So and then no logic was the next year.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, so I guess that's a good history bit. If you have anything else you want to talk about, oh, one thing maybe if you wanted to mention any um, like cool moments, maybe like you've had runs in a number of marathons, I know, or like maybe your tournament successes, anything like that that you want to brag about for a minute or reminisce on.
So maybe generally in recent years. Um, so I've participated in a few marathons doing swordless no EG, which is a made up
Mhm.
category. But yeah, we never put this one on the leaderboard. But swordless is like the swordless all dungeons run, but no EG is allowed. EG is not allowed.
Right.
So that is a category that I've worked on over 5+ years, and that was in a few marathons. and I know you're on comms for one of them, maybe, or maybe you're on comms for all bosses
Probably all
in
bosses,
OEG.
but
Yeah, I would always get Taj's help with commentary,
mhm.
since he is really good at discussing glitches, explaining them, and he'd come up with routing ideas that would allow me to do the runs. So yeah, it turns into, me grinding the categories and then um, doing marathon runs. And I've done just a few, like on SNES Superstars and um, Link to the Cure, um, and that's all I can think of right now. I've done one for
You've done a few in
Octini's
Link to the
stream.
Cure, I think.
I did a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a couple for Octini.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I submitted to GDQ one time, but it was not accepted, and I felt so nervous about the whole thing, uh, and had a lot of anxiety about the submission, and then about the potential of doing it in a live setting that I decided not to submit it anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting.
be the thought of a live audience, is too intimidating to me currently, and I feel like I don't need the stress of that, so I'm just not going to do that.
That's fair.
But I am supporting Glan in SGDQ this year.
You're on comms
Uh,
for that?
yeah, so
Cool.
that's kind of exciting. I
Yeah.
feel a lot more relaxed when I'm talking and not gaming,
Yeah.
um, in terms of doing a broadcast. So
So, what category is that?
that will be Swordless, all
Swordless.
dungeons.
Okay, cool.
So same category as Andy did in 2017, basically. But as you know, hook pushing came out since then,
Yeah.
and the route has changed completely.
I think Swordless All Dungeons, that was the one with Patty on the couch, right?
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite GDQ run of all time. That was so funny. Uh,
Hmm.
I think Andy gets a lot of credit for that, but I think actually Patty carried that broadcast. He was killing it.
And wasn't he on commentary for um, Randomizer along with
I
Willard
think so. I think so.
and
Yeah.
Vitorp?
I don't remember the rest, but yeah, I think he was doing commentary on a few things then.
Um, yeah. So marathons are highlights. Other highlights are just doing well, meeting goals and speed runs, like getting good times and getting world records. So, um, one highlight is 2020, I'd say. Um, after
A
Hook
banner
Pushing
year
came
for
out,
everyone, really.
what did you say?
I said a banner year for really for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, I was tearing through categories and
Yeah.
had world records in four of the major glitches categories and
Nice.
RMG 100% as well. So that was an interesting time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's a good segue. One of the things that I think is really interesting is like what are you do you have any goals right now? Do you feel like well, just start there. Like do you have any particular goals right now? I assume one of your goals right now is to perform well in the No Logic tournament. Um
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had a um like a funny or clever goal or like just wanted to show off or something, but really the best thing to do is just play my best and support the runners. Um we have a race tonight. There's commentary. I'll try to be on it.
oh,
Um
cool.
and yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm defending a title from 2022
Yeah.
of the winner of the No Logic tournament. So, oh, that's right. This gives me something to make fun of. The name of the tournament, the the 2024 main No Logic tournament. That was in the announcement. I love that.
Well, to distinguish it from the mentor tournament.
Yeah, this MT is
Yeah.
different than that
Different
MT.
MT, yeah.
Um, yeah, that makes sense though. But it's also um just the main tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Well, I think NMG League is the main tournament, but in Rando, No Logic is the main tournament. Do you think you're gonna win?
Not really. I
No,
think Tam's gonna win.
I think Tam's gonna win too, but I think you're my second pick.
We'll see.
We'll see. It should be
It's
fun either
rando.
way. Yeah, it is Rando.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any speedrunning goals? I know you were working on
Yeah.
AD. Are
Sure.
you still working on that, or are you taking a break?
Um, there are yeah, I wanna work on that a little bit more just in terms of getting, uh, out some information,
Okay.
working on the guides,
Yeah.
that we have for that. Um, and might work on my PB a bit. I think I can do better, but it's difficult. And there's other things I wanna do, so, um, I will probably work on other categories like all bosses, um
Oh, okay. Going back to all bosses.
yeah, I think I had world record in reach, but gave it up, to grind another category. Um, and I can go back to that and try again. Um, I want to go back to any percent RMG and just miscellaneous other categories,
You always have
basically.
sort of a you have a very broad approach to speedrunning. Um, I've been watching you for a long time, and it feels like you'll like do a run through of a category where you like work through every room, maybe learn some new tricks or like learn more things about the strats or whatever, and then you'll do a lot of attempts over a short period. So you'll do like a daily AD or a daily any percent RMG or whatever. You'll do like 20 attempts in 23 days or something, and then you sort of are like, all right, that's all I can handle of that one, or I don't know what's going on in your head. That's how I'm interpreting it. You're like, okay, that's enough of this category. Next one on the list or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If I get a hint of burnout, I'll probably stop, and just move on to something else. Um, and yeah, that's that's basically my style. I make sure I'm having fun. Um, essentially.
So, right. So prioritizing like not burning out and having fun and whatever. Do you feel that? Have you ever felt like that is in tension with, or like gets in the way of achieving any goals? Like if you have a particular goal time in a category, or like maybe you're going for a world record in a whatever max swords or something. Do you feel like do you ever have to worry about the trade off of like, oh, I could achieve this goal, but I'm sort of starting to get annoyed with this category? Anything like that? Does that ever come up? You just like always pick uh, not getting frustrated with the category, or I don't know. Any thoughts?
I'm struggling to think of a good example. I think the hardest grind so far was getting a 124 in any percent NMG, and I
Really?
didn't really burn out, but it got pretty challenging and repetitive. Um, and it's just not a great example because I don't think I had to like stop because I wasn't having fun. It just was a challenge because it took a long time.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, I can't really think of a good example of anything else. Um, so
Do you tend to have like concrete goals in general when you're like if you're
no,
picking up? Okay, so like if you're gonna play
yeah,
all bosses again, for example, do you have a specific goal? Are you hoping to PB or hoping to world record or hoping to hit a certain milestone or anything? Or are you just sort of like play it until it's not fun anymore and then move on?
yeah. With that one, that would be I would go for world record
Okay.
because it's not too many seconds away. Um, and I don't really have a goal time. Um, but I don't know if it seems like it's out of reach and I just want a PB out of it, then I can leave it there. But I think with that one, I have enough experience in the category that I've kind of have an idea that I could, get another 30 seconds out of my PB probably. Something like that. I mean, it
Cool.
doesn't have to be 30 seconds, but um we'll see. Again, that one's not in the front of my mind, because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Um, but just I think I I can do it basically. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. I just wish I had a better goal for you.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm just trying to
But
figure
like,
out
yeah,
what your where your head's at, how you approach this
yeah.
stuff.
I think it's the idea of drive is interesting. It doesn't really drive me to have a particular goal. It is always fun to just see the number go down
Yeah.
with the time
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, I know you
And
really like digging into that. I know you track all your attempts really closely in some categories, and you like looking at. You were sharing in your Discord the other day an image from of your like completion rates over time of some category and stuff like that. You seem very interested in that aspect of it and the like the details of the number go down
yeah,
data.
um, basically, I'm not very nerdy about that, but I do like having that as an attribute of how I do speed runs. Like I like completing runs, and I don't like resetting.
Yeah,
And it kind of shows over time in the numbers. So that's just part of it.
yeah. I've said this a bunch of times, but I've always been so impressed by your completion rate in any percent RMG, which is like twice as high as almost anyone's NMG completion rate, which is it's just absurd.
Yeah, that's the one where Lonk came out. We changed, not the glitch itself,
Right,
but
but the route that
Lonk
uses it.
was sort of a choke point for the new route. And like these glitches combined to create that new route. So yeah, so getting used to that new category involved getting used to the long setup and getting it right. So there was a little bit of a hurdle there where I would reset a lot at the beginning, the first 2 minutes of the run.
Right.
So um, so so my completion rate was around 50% or something,
Still
or
very high, but
55
yeah.
or something. But um, we came up with, I don't know if it was me or someone in chat, but or you, or we just wanted to see if I could raise it to like 60 or 65%. So I was able to do that, and it
Yeah.
helped that I was able to just get better at Lonk, make
Yeah.
that more consistent.
Yeah, Lonk is a bit of a hurdle for a lot of people. It was for me for a while too, but I think once you get some practice in, you can mostly just get it. It's pretty consistent once you know the setups, but
Yeah, for anyone not familiar with glitches, it's where you have a guard hit Link into the castle, and when Link comes out of the other side, his walking animation is funny, and he essentially has a bunny state. So he's able to take damage from the um, barrier in front of Aga Tower. That's what we use it for, and that gets us into EG as long as we have EG armed.
right,
So those two glitches combined allow us to escape.
right. Um, Also, of course, EG is banned, but Overworld EG isn't. That's a whole different story.
Yes,
Um,
the runner can have a little EG
just a
escape.
little, yeah. So, okay, I guess one other
That's what
thing,
someone said in Hoda Ruby's no EG run, his all bosses no EG run. So
yeah,
that meme stuck with me.
yeah. So you stream a pretty good amount. What were you doing with that time before you started streaming? What did it like? I guess the question I'm interested in here is sort of how streaming has affected your life, how you feel about it, whatever. And I think part of that is like, well, you used to do something else and now you stream. Like,
Sure,
how
yeah.
has that change felt or been or whatever?
Yeah, there were casual games I would play in the evening. And I don't yeah, I'd still do casual stuff, but um it's like sort of secondary. Um and
Do you
yeah,
play
I
casual
don't
games
know.
off stream? I know you stream your casual gameplays sometimes.
I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
Um the last casual game I played off stream was Majora's Mask 3D
Wow.
because it's on 3DS and
It's
it's in 3D.
impossible to stream. Yeah.
how can you stream it? Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Um, I enjoyed Ocarina of Time 3D as well. That's how I got back into Ocarina of Time for one playthrough.
Right.
So yeah, um, I would do a lot of 3DS. I did and like I played Animal Crossing New Leaf for like a year. Um,
Was that also in 2020 when everyone was obsessed with it?
no, this was on 3DS.
Oh, that was a different Animal Crossing. Okay.
Yeah. So this was 2015, 16,
Okay.
that era.
Well, that was yeah, okay, okay. So that's something you were doing before streaming entered your life.
Yeah, it's just an example.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I have other hobbies. Um, and I would be involved in the art world a little bit.
Hmm.
Because I studied art. I've made contep- different kinds of art. Um, but I've mostly given that up. Um, but I still do figurines and stuff for my stream.
Do you have? Can you show those off?
I can.
Hell
Here
yeah!
is.
I've only ever seen the stills.
All right.
Well,
Here's
the Mario
spin.
block spins, but oh, very
Yeah.
nice. Oh, that looks so cool.
Or bounce.
Mario mid slot, yeah.
But yeah, this is basically. Oh, and I made it also as a badge.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
I made this primarily for a badge, and then figured out what else I could do with it.
And that's like modeling clay, right?
Yeah, it's a polymer clay.
Polymer clay, yeah.
The same kind of clay that Malmo uses in
Right.
her artworks.
She makes
Um,
big ones though.
yeah, and she creates a a colorless sculpture and then paints it. And
Oh, you're
I'm
using colored clay
I'm
instead.
just using colored clay and
Gotcha.
plopping it together. But yeah, so that's kind of a thing.
I think that's so cool
Um,
that you make those by hand. All of my emotes are such nonsense. I think it's really cool when people have like a unique approach to something like that. Like your physical figurines or Malmo does. A bunch of hers are like just pictures of paintings that she's done.
yeah. I agree. Let's see. I'll just find one more,
Yeah,
Max.
sure, sure, yeah.
All right, so I found Max and Curtain right next to each
Oh,
other. So
nice.
these are the figures.
Oh, he
Both
doesn't
of
actually
these
have a
emotes.
curtain.
The curtain is another piece of fabric that was photographed
Oh, okay.
with it. So it covers most of the photo. So there's
Yeah,
a full figure here
that's
that's
cool.
not seen
What
in
is
the
the history of Chexhu
figure.
curtain?
Um, well, my original concept for it was that the curtain would be like a glitched pattern.
Hmm.
Um, and then like this figure, which is like an avatar of me, but like with a different theme. The aesthetic comes from Animal Crossing.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Just I just wanted to put these ideas together,
Sure.
but
Okay.
it's peeking,
Yeah,
it's lurking.
it's like a lurk emote. Yeah.
So it became too much for me to like put in a texture to it. I just liked it on its own, um, without any graphics or anything in the curtain. So
Yeah.
I
Cool.
left it as as it was. So yeah, again, this is colored clay. It's Sculpey, which is a polymer clay,
Yeah.
and
I've
it's
used
a
polymer
bake
clay.
oven clay.
Yeah, I've used it a tiny bit. It's pretty fun to play with, but I don't have anything like the skills that you have, so I couldn't make anything that nice.
Thanks.
Um,
Try again, Fox. You can come up with something.
I have some. Maybe I'll try to find it in a little bit. I don't know where I would have put it. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So I have, well, I guess I have a couple more things, but the one that I think is interesting to talk about. What advice? I don't know the best way to phrase this, so feel free to interpret it a little bit. But what advice would you give to somebody who's starting out? You can picture them as being a new runner or a new rando player or a new streamer or maybe like yourself 5 years ago or something like. But basically, what sort of wisdom or experience have you gained from your time spent playing Zelda and streaming and playing rando and so on that you feel like people would benefit from absorbing?
It's well, I'm not really sure where to start. I mean, I could just, you know, I'm sort of just off the top of my head, just say that be okay with failure, and just try things over and over. That's really the gaming mentality.
Yeah.
um, and people have different thresholds of like of when they want to reset, right? So I like being able to push myself through a bad run to practice the whole run
Right.
in a speed run. Um, and I don't like resetting, but it's also because I don't like resetting that makes it easy for me to do the whole run
Yeah,
and
for
get the
sure.
practice.
For sure.
I think maybe some people like resetting, so it makes it hard to like give advice to them. Um, but I mean, you're talking about getting people into speedrunning, so that's
Well,
not.
or not if you think they shouldn't.
Yeah, well, maybe they shouldn't. Yeah, it's just do something else. Uh, but also I think they should because we wanna grow our community and have
Okay.
more people
Okay.
to do
Fair.
runs with. Um, but no, I'm just kidding. I mean, if you want to speedrun, make time for it and, or not, just do it when you have time. It's going to take a while to get, better and, get involved with the community, to like help understand strats and routes. These kinds of things may be awkward at first, but you eventually find resources and habits to build your um, practice. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. It definitely everything you try to. Oh, I just like changed the window I had open on my monitor, and now my lighting is way worse. Um, I there's definitely whenever you're trying to like learn something new, I feel like there's always a period where it's like overwhelming, and there's too many things to learn. But like you're saying, if you sort of stick with it for a little while, you will eventually accumulate the like context to understand what's going on.
yeah,
Maybe that's not a good rephrasing of what you said, but that's sort of what I got out of it.
join the Discord. Um, the link to the past speedrunning Discord. Um, watch runs. Watch runs of the category you're interested in. Um, these are kind of the basics.
Yeah. Is there anything that you think you did? I don't want to say wrong, but like inefficiently, or uh, like if you had known something earlier, you would have progressed faster or had a better time or anything.
Hmm. There is an example of that. I forgot what it is. There might be a couple of examples. It might be small. It, uh, but not, I can't think of really anything.
Okay, that's fair.
Um, give me like a day.
Okay.
I'll think of something. So, what do you have any ideas about that?
Well, one thing that I think a lot of people find is that they reset too much when they're starting out. But you already talked about that one a little bit, and like that is to some degree a personal preference thing. Um,
Yeah. And if you like the beginning of the run, then you'll have a good time. Or,
True.
you know, if you want to get better at the first part first, you'll have a good time. Um,
I think a lot of people have like a relationship to the game that makes resetting make sense. Um,
mhm.
I don't. I don't think you do either, but I think some people certainly do.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I just feel like it's progression throughout. I don't feel like I had any backward progression. Um,
That's good.
but just starting from the beginning, I started on emulator and an adapter to a GameCube controller.
Oh no, you were
Um,
Master Omelet.
yeah, yeah, and I found nothing really wrong with that. The select button was I was using Z, which is on the right
Oh, that's
shoulder.
actually kind of handy.
It is nice. It's clicky.
Yeah.
It made for nice select buffering. So, that it worked out for a while.
So
Moving to
if I
console
bring
was
my GameCube controller and my Mayfly adapter to SGL, can we get you to do a run on GameCube controller on emulator?
I'll give it a shot, sure.
All right, we'll see if I remember.
Yeah, that it's a little bit tricky to get used to that D-pad because it's sort
It's
of
awful.
down on the bottom,
Yeah, and it's
and
like
you
it's
have to
so
like
tiny. Anytime you press a
it's
button,
very
you're pressing
tiny.
like 3 buttons.
Yeah. I don't know why I found it just fine. Um, but yeah, I think it was definitely helpful to go to console. Not just for the controller, but also for the input delay.
Yeah,
And I moved to a CRT as well, which was a lot of fun.
that's cool.
Now
Are
I
you
play
still
on
on CRT?
not anymore.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
a
I
flat
actually know. Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Um, and I don't remember why exactly, except my technology kind of moved me there. I think for a while, yeah, I don't know. I've had different captures and um, uh, different upscalers, so it just for now works best with a monitor. And it takes up less room
Yeah,
to, to not to to because the CRT took up a lot of room.
yeah, they're big old beasts. Yeah, I wanted to have a crisper picture for stream, and so I switched to an upscaler. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm just gonna get a monitor. I'm not gonna give my viewers a better picture quality than I'm getting. Um,
And how do you feel about your technology and
very good. I don't notice any difference. I was on CRT, and I like right after I switched the monitor, I had them both set up for like a couple hours, whatever, before I swapped over. And I was testing things out. Like I was testing Hellway, the like frame perfect dash cancel, and a couple things like that. And I was
yeah,
getting the same results on both setups.
yeah. I remember testing Hellway as well.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Um, yeah. So, I mean, that's just talking about equipment and moving forward with your speedrunning career. But I mean, there's the A Link to the Past segments as well,
hmm
and learning glitches. And I just don't really have a good example of that level of detail. Um, so, another thing that is helpful is for me was moving back and forth between rando and vanilla, basically. Um, that
helpful in
helps.
what, like, what does it help with, you think?
It helped like break up the monotony of doing the same thing over and
hmm
over again.
Okay, yeah,
Um, and that's just sort of what's helpful for me. To, you know, to just have a different experience each day. To a subtle degree, it's all a link to the past
right.
typically, but
You do a
it
little bit
helps.
of SM sometimes. I guess not in a while now. You used to do more.
Not in a while. I did. It's the 218th week of the Super Metroid Randomizer Weekly. I still get pings
Wow.
for this, but I haven't run the weekly async. This is an async series, and I haven't run it in a while. But now Map Rando is big. That's a
Yeah,
different rando.
everyone's playing that now.
And I've played it, but it takes me so long. I'd have to get better at a few things, and maybe I will. But
Sure.
it's just not my focus.
Yeah.
So I would like when I what did you say?
No, go ahead.
When I first got into speedrunning and like randomizer, I felt like, oh, I can like stream every game in the world, and that'll be really cool to go through all the top games of SNES. But I hardly play any other game. I
Yeah,
go through them so slowly. It just takes a really it takes a long time to get from game to game.
A Link to the
Um,
Past is very, very
and
deep. You can just spend as much
yeah,
time as you want on it. It's hard to
yeah, I've
justify. I mean, justify, right? But it's hard to be like, I'll have more fun doing something else rather than playing a no logic seed or learning a new all bosses route or whatever. Like it's there's always something pretty compelling to do in Link to the Past for me anyway.
yeah, I think that's the the really interesting thing because there's a lot to dive down into to define things better than anyone else has defined them about how to perform glitch applications, um, and how to find different kinds of setups for glitches. Um, I kind of said the same thing twice, but like I'm not a glitch hunter, so it's hard for me to like find new glitches, um, usually.
Oh,
So,
too much.
um,
Sorry, I just realized
lock
I'm
the
pretty zoomed
screen.
out. We're a little late into the video to do this, but
Uh, um, yeah, I mean, my room is a mess too. I just show
I have a
a
you can
very
see a
cropped
package
version of it.
on the ground
Yeah.
where I dropped it instead of taking it to the trash. It's just sitting there on the floor.
Yeah, it's just uh maybe you should edit us to look a lot cooler. Like we're, you know, as riding horses through Hyrule or something.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll get my video editor on
Okay, good.
that. We'll fix it in post.
Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, like I love glitches, but I haven't found a lot of glitches myself.
Yeah,
But the point is, you can really dive deep into the game. And uh, it's just compelling is a good word for it,
yeah.
like you said.
I apologize for the motorcyclist outside. Yeah, no, go ahead. If you have anything else to talk about.
I don't have anything interesting to talk about. I would just say my current deep dive is into all the pixels that work for the Insta clip in Spectacle Rock Cave, the
Yeah,
clip that gets you into Palace of Darkness.
I'm
So far, I found 32 pixels that work,
32. How many of them are subpixel dependent? Do you know?
most of them.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily subpixels, it's just where you can start the dash from.
Does this have?
Either
Is this going to change the actions that you take on that screen?
it will help me understand the walk to the pixel strat because walk to the
It's
pixel is no
corrupt.
longer the pixel.
It's so
Well,
corrupt.
it is corrupt, yeah, for reasons beyond being making it that for reasons beyond it being hard to find the pixel,
Yeah.
because we have the moldorms in the room.
Yeah.
So you can't waste your time. But there are more options than one pixel. There's 32. Um, so far that I've found. I think I'm done finding them. It's just a matter of identifying the cues. Um, and you can focus in on blocks of like 4 here and 4 there, things like that. That could work.
Right.
It's just an idea for people who want to upgrade
Go
their
farther.
strat
Where are
in
you
that
going to
room.
publish your findings? Are you going to upload them to the archive?
Uh, what archive?
The archive is it's like an open source journal where you can publish scientific papers to before they're peer reviewed.
That's the plan.
All right. For our last Oh no, this is cut off now. I have to fix my filter. For our last segment, we're going to do a tier list of all of the Link sprites. All right, can you see this?
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is good content.
All right. If there's too many to get through, we don't have to do them all. But all right, so regular Link, what do you think?
So I've never done this before, so understand S to be best
Yes,
and
S is
A to
best,
be
D is worst, and the rest
next.
is just in between.
So let's put Link at B tier.
B tier. Wow, savage. Okay, this is Blacksmith Link.
I blacksmith Link.
It's like the blacksmith's head, I guess, on Link's body. I've never used
Uh-huh.
this one.
Yeah, let's say C.
C tier.
This, yeah. Like, I have so much to say about these sprites, and I just don't have the time.
Okay, Breath of the Wild Link.
A.
A tier.
Here we
Okay.
go. Because this is a sprite that I've used.
This is.
And
Yeah. You've used this one a bunch.
yeah, it's nice. You know, it looks like Link. It also looks like Breath of the Wild Link, so it fits. The hat is different. Obviously, there's no hat, so
Right.
the cues don't work as well for glitch setups, but you can get used to it. So I like it. A.
Yeah, I specifically chose only the Link sprites because they're the best for glitch settings, and that's mostly what you play. So,
Right.
okay, CDI Link. I've never really looked at this one before. It looks like he's got a sort of 80s rocker haircut.
I like it. I've used it. Let's say B.
B. Okay.
But yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, and we'd put it in A.
All right. Yeah, we can revisit if you want. All right. Cool 90s Link.
Let's say A, but the issue with it is its bunny sprite is different. So different that it covers the shadow a little bit, and you would have to get used to it.
Fair. The
It's
bunny
not
sprite
a
is great though.
skateboard. It is really good, yeah.
Okay, Dark Link.
Dark Link's good. S or A?
Your call.
Let's put it at A because the bunny sprite is simply Link, which
Oh right.
is slightly confusing. Not really, but I kind of wish it were different. But I like it, and it used to be my all-time favorite. I Badsley designed it.
Oh, that's cool. I know iBasley is one of your dedicated viewers. This is Dark Link Tunic. I guess the tunic changes colors instead of the eyes or something. I don't know.
See, with Blacksmith Link,
Okay.
it just doesn't make sense to me.
This is Dark Link from
Aesthetically.
Zelda 2,
This
which is
one's
just
kind of funny.
Shadow, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a B.
B. Okay.
It's kind of A, but not really.
You're at the bottom of A.
No,
the top of B.
it's not A.
Okay.
It's A as a joke, but I'm happy with it as B.
Okay. Fierce Deity Link. This is some furry shit.
Is it?
I don't know.
It's good. It's B or A.
Which one?
I'm not really sure. Let's put it in A.
All right.
A's got a good crowd. I like that sprite, but it's not really my style.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
It is cool, but I basically agree. All right, Four Swords Link.
I don't get the reference of Four Swords Link too well, but maybe that's my fault. Let's just put it in B.
Okay. Fox Link. This one's definitely some furry shit.
I think this is. I just don't have a lot of context for this. I'm gonna put it in C just because it's a head on a Link body.
It's got paws. It's not Link hands.
It's got paws.
I think. All right, Frog Link. This is Frog from Chrono Trigger, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. Let's move it to B.
Okay.
I'll give it a little credit.
This
It's
is
kind of cohesive in a
I
way.
can't even tell what this is.
That's Link's Awakening.
Oh,
Link, isn't it?
GBC, Game Boy Color Link. Yeah.
Oh, Game Boy Color, sure. So,
I guess that's
pretty
Oracles and
weird.
Seasons Link.
I never see this used. Let's put it in C though, because it kind of doesn't. It hasn't earned a high place yet.
Fair. All right, Glove Color Link.
S.
Okay.
I love glove color
I
link
like it too. Yeah, I would be probably A tier for me. All right, headless link.
because it reminds you what your glove color
It
is
doesn't.
so
Every
much
single
more
time I
easily.
get surprised when I have the gloves, and then someone in chat is like, "You're playing glove color link," but it doesn't ever hit my brain at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um, headless link.
I don't understand why Link has no head. Let's let's put it in D. I think it's time to designate something to D.
Yeah, I
So
think that's
sorry,
fair.
Headless Link. You need
Invisible
a head.
link.
Invisible Link is kind of funny,
I agree.
but it, I don't know. It's let's put it in C though.
Okay.
I just there's not a lot to give credit to.
This is called head link. I would maybe call it bodiless link.
Uh-huh. I,
Where does Link's head
I
go?
I don't think I've ever seen this used before.
Me neither.
Let's put it in C.
So better than headless Link.
Better than Headless
I
Link,
mean, the
yes.
hat and the shadow are enough to do the glitches that you need to do, so that makes sense. That's pretty good.
Can you put it above Body Link?
Wait.
Like directly above it?
Oh, oh, oh,
Or does
oh.
it have
So
to be at
yeah,
the end?
there we go. Okay,
Okay,
this
good.
is hat color Link.
At Color Link, one of my top rotating links.
Yeah.
Let's
Is
put
that
it in
S
A.
A? Okay. Uh, Link
It's kind of
redrawn.
funny. Link redrawn. I would put it in. I'm gonna give this some credit and put it. Well, no, B. I just gotta
B.
go with my heart. I just don't. I just don't. I just don't know it. If I saw it animated, it might be higher. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, tunic color Link. I don't remember what this
It
is.
is on par with Hat Link. Let's put it in A.
Zelda 1 Link.
I love this one. This is
Yeah, you
basically S
used to use
tier
this
if
a
we're
lot.
allowed to put another one
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
in S.
There's no
I
rules,
just
man.
I just like the colors.
Okay, manga
I
Link.
just like the colors. This one's weird. It's like it has there's like a place below Link's head where there's some pixels that are usually darker in shade, perhaps indicating a neck or something, or a nose. But
Hmm. And this doesn't
it's
have
like
the
differently shaded in a way that surprises me. It's like bright. Um,
interesting.
I would put it in B. I kind of
B
like it. I
B.
like using it sometimes, but it's like it feels like a B.
You're
Yeah.
doing like a perfect bell curve here. I don't know if you're doing that on purpose, but very symmetrical. Okay, Minish
Yeah,
Link.
yeah. This is kind of a cool one. I think it's at least let's put it in A. I'll give it some
Oh,
credit.
can you do
I don't.
glitches with this sprite?
I don't know if I would use it, but it
Okay,
is neat.
yeah.
I like Minish Cap.
This is the other side of that. This is Minish Cap Link, not in Minish form.
Hmm.
This is
Right. Now
Sleepy's main sprite.
this is we see this a lot. Yes, I like it. Wow, I don't know where to put this at all. Um, so let's put it in B.
Nature Link from the Garden of Eden, I guess.
This one's kind of funny. Let's put it in. I just I don't know. This one's a stumper. I don't know where to put
All
it.
right, we'll come back
Let's
to
put
it.
it in.
No, you
Well,
gotta.
yeah, we have to come back
We'll
to
come
it.
back to it. Okay. NES Link. The lettering here really did not work out well, but
uh, let's put it. I lost the stream again. Okay, NES Link. I would say C. It's I don't know. It's along the same lines as GBC.
yeah. Okay, Modern Link. Another just recolor, I think.
Yeah, this was one of the original recolors. I think
Mm,
it's okay. It's a perfect one for B.
okay. Penguin Link. This is not really a link at all. This is a penguin.
Right.
but I
And
guess it's
it's
wearing a green
different.
hat, so
This is nice. It's I think I'm gonna give it a higher tier than Fox Link. So let's say B.
okay. Negative Link. This is one of my
Oh, I
favorites.
love Negative Link.
Yeah, great one.
It's it's S tier.
Okay,
This is S tier.
yeah.
I just don't use it a lot because I haven't learned teleports and door glitches with it. But it might be my
Uh,
favorite.
Outline Link. I've been using Outline. Well, I
I
stopped playing,
always used to
but
use this one.
yeah, I just picked it up for this season of No Logic that I bombed out of, but I think it's great. It's the cues on it are so easy because they're all
Ah,
super high contrast because there's only one line of colored
yes.
pixels, so it makes everything all the cues really
Yeah.
really easy. But I don't know. This is your tier list, so what do you think?
I think it goes into A.
Okay,
I can't put two in a row in S.
that's fair.
It just does it's not working out that way.
That's fine.
Sorry,
That's fine.
Outline Link. It used to be
Uh,
called Neon Link, by the way, and
Really
it had a slightly different green, like a
interesting.
more of a teal. But it blended in too much with the Hyrule grass. I think this one
Oh,
has just slightly more contrast, even though it's still subtle, and looks the same as grass.
I never noticed it being blending in with that, but
Mhm.
um, okay, yeah. So Parallel Worlds Link. Is this like from the ROM hack Parallel Worlds?
Basically,
That's
yeah,
cool. I didn't know that had
it's
an altered
not
sprite.
bad. Yeah, it does. Um, it's a B.
Okay,
It's really, it is what it is.
it is what it is. Okay, I don't have a scroll bar. Pink Ribbon Link.
I wish there were more about the pink ribbon concept. That's not, really part of Link. But as it is, it looks good. I like it. It's an A.
A tier. Wow. Okay. Santa Hat Link.
Santa Hat Link isn't as fun as Santa Link to me, so that's what I compare it to. So
That's
I would
fair.
put Santa Hat with the C people,
Okay.
the C links.
Pride Link.
Pride Link is good. This is a solid one. Um,
I
I'm
feel
not
like Pride
sure.
Link is just a strict downgrade on Rainbow Link.
Kinda, kinda. I can see that. Let's put it in B.
All right. POC Link.
I don't really know how to describe this one. I haven't really seen it used.
Yeah, me neither.
Let's put it in C because it has a C in it.
Okay. Rainbow Link.
Rainbow Link is one of our favorites, obviously.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna put it in A. I wish the it had a better like look when it has different mail
Mm,
upgrades, but it actually gets a little bit washed out.
yeah.
But at the same time, I like that it reflects the glitched version of the game, because this actually comes from the game, which is really neat.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the palette that you get when you do like certain wrong warp stagger too, right?
yeah, I mean, it could be an S tier, but let's leave it.
We'll push it up towards the top of A. We'll split the difference. All right, Shopkeeper.
I like
Shopkeeper Link.
Shopkeeper. I don't remember. What is the Shopkeeper from? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
I don't remember if it's another Zelda or Final Fantasy or something. I don't know. So I don't know. It's okay. Let's make it a C.
See?
I mean, I kind of like it, but
All right.
it's fine.
Yeah, to me it feels like one of the. There's a lot of them that are just recolors that I think are kind of samey, like Manga Link, Shopkeeper Link, etc.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
Santa Link.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Um, because it's one of the original sprites. So not like the original like additional sprites. Um,
Right, right, right.
not a vanilla sprite.
No,
So
we'll get
Santa
to that
Link
in a
is
minute.
Santa Link's good. It's an A.
Okay. Robo Link 3,000, 5,000. I'm not sure what number that is.
Um, It's cool. I'd give it a B.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this one. All right, static link.
Visa uses it.
Who uses it?
That Visa caught.
Oh, okay. Well, I have seen it then, I guess. Okay, static link.
Static link is weird. I don't really understand it. I'm not sure why those colors are used. Um, Maybe there's more for me to understand, but I would put it in C.
I love static link. You can't really. It's like hard to use for glitches, but I think it's great for glitchless rando. It's just like so weird looking on screen. Anyway, okay, vanilla link. This is Twin's favorite sprite.
It is a clever sprite. Um, and the cherry, what is it? The ice cream flavor
It
changes with
changes.
every
It's
mail
like
upgrade.
chocolate and then or vanilla, then chocolate, then strawberry. I think.
This is A.
And then Wolf
No,
Link
let's
from
face it. It's S tier.
Vanilla Link is S tier. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, Wolf Link from Twilight Princess.
because I love ice cream.
Okay.
Wolf Link. Um, I remember this coming out in one of the Halloween hacks of randomizer. Um, it's it's basically C. It's I just I don't know. It's kind of B. I don't know. It's okay.
We'll put it high B or high C. Okay, totem
Hmm.
links.
I don't know this one at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
So there's a reference to something I don't get. I think it might be kind of cool though. Let's put it in B. Give it the benefit of the doubt.
Fair enough. All right, Wolf Link festive. Guess I don't know what's festive
Oh
about
yeah,
it,
this
but
one's from the festive. This one's from the festive. My mistake.
the other one's just a Twilight Princess sprite, I guess.
Oh yeah.
This one is
Or okay, I feel
festive.
good about that. Yeah, I kind of like this one. Let's put it in B.
Okay, and now we have to come to a decision on Nature Link.
It's B.
It's B. Okay.
It's B. It's so popular. I'm not gonna say yay or nay.
You're so positive. You only put one sprite in D. You're so
I
positive.
love being a positive critic.
That's true.
I don't want to be a negative critic.
You don't want to be a hater.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I had planned for today. Do you have anything else to bring up before we wrap up?
Thank you for the tier list. I've never done that before, so I had to overcome my fear of judging things harshly.
Yeah, well, thank you for judging things. Oh, let me see if I can. All right, well, thanks. Anybody who isn't already should follow you on twitch.tv/Chexhuman. Do you have anything else you want to plug? Do you want to plug your low AD blog? No. Okay. All right.
Yes, sure. I'm on Tumblr, and I'm trying to blog about the history of low percent all dungeons, RMG, and I not sure I remember the URL for it, but it is probably lowadrmg.tumblr.com. Yeah, it is. So there you go. Check it out.
There
And
it
we'll get
is.
through the history at some point. We're stuck in 2019, and Ancilla glitches are just coming out.
Oh God, low AD barely even existed before Ancilla glitches.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just collect all the hearts, the game's so easy.
Yes. Yes, but so many variations came out before Ancilla glitches even were discovered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's not too much more that happens with the routing after that.
Right. Cool. All right, man. Have a good one. I'll catch you later. Thanks for being on.
See ya, Fox.
Bye.